In the heart of Europe, NATO's watchful eyes scan the skies. On a crisp September morning, an AWACS aircraft, short for Airborne Warning and Control System, prepares for yet another critical mission. Parked on the tarmac in Geilenkirchen, Germany, its distinctive radar dome is instantly recognizable. For NATO allies, this aircraft is more than a symbol. It is a flying fortress of surveillance, a sentinel in the air. Crew members move with quiet urgency. For them, the mission is routine, yet its importance has grown in recent weeks. Just days ago, Moscow's drones breached Polish skies, a stark reminder of Europe's fragile security landscape. NATO, in turn, has stepped up its patrols. The task is clear: protect the alliance's eastern flank, detect threats early, and safeguard millions under its shield. The AWACS team boards the aircraft with military precision. Pilots, engineers, and radar operators know the rhythm by heart. Every flight follows strict procedures, but no mission is ever the same. The rising threat environment makes every sortie matter. Engines roar to life, and soon the massive aircraft ascends, leaving behind the German base and banking toward Polish airspace. Inside the cockpit, calm professionalism reigns. Pilots exchange clipped commands, their focus unshaken. From high above, the AWACS begins its patrol, its sensors sweeping vast stretches of sky. But it is not alone. Alongside it, a US tanker aircraft positions for midair refueling. Together, they extend the mission's reach, ensuring hours of continuous surveillance. Midway through the flight, Captain-Commandant Joel reflects on the mission's significance. We have been doing missions in Poland for a couple of years now to protect NATO countries. And what happened last week in Poland reminds everyone, actually, that something can happen. And that's why we are here again today, to have a look at what is going on and to make sure that the NATO sky is protected. His words carry weight. For Joel and his crew, this is not a drill. It is deterrence in action. Their vigilance is NATO's reassurance to Poland, to the Baltic states, and to every ally feeling the tremors of Moscow's aggression. Further inside the aircraft lies the beating heart of the mission, the operations room. Dozens of operators sit before glowing screens, analysing radar data in real time. Every dot, every movement could be a potential threat. It is here that raw information becomes actionable intelligence. Lieutenant Colonel Mike Belizaire, an experienced officer, explains the stakes. If there's any threats coming towards NATO, it could be any kind of air threat towards NATO, then we want to make sure that we detect it as early as possible. We share this information with our NATO units so that the Combined Air Operations Centre, which has the authority to take full tactical actions, has information in time to react. That's what we are doing. This flow of information is what makes NATO's defence network strong. Surveillance data collected by AWACS doesn't stay in the air. It is shared instantly with command centres across Europe. There, military leaders can respond within minutes, whether by scrambling jets, raising alerts, or adjusting defence postures. The importance of such missions cannot be overstated. Poland's eastern border lies only a short distance from conflict zones where Russia continues its military operations. The skies are crowded with drones, missiles, and military flights. For NATO, failing to detect a threat in time could mean devastation on the ground. From the cockpit windows, the crew watches the US tanker stabilise alongside. The delicate manoeuvre of refuelling unfolds, ensuring the AWACS can stay aloft for longer hours. It is a dance of precision at thousands of feet above the ground. Fuel lines connect, gauges stabilise, and the mission continues uninterrupted. Inside the operations room, the atmosphere remains tense but controlled. Operators scroll through radar maps, tracing unidentified objects. Each decision, whether to classify a movement as routine or suspicious, requires training and judgment. The badge of the E3A unit sewn on their sleeves symbolises their shared duty. Together, they represent NATO's collective defence, embodying the alliance's founding principle: an attack on one is an attack on all. Soundbites from Joel and Belizaire emphasise a sobering reality. These missions are not just about watching the skies, they are about readiness. They remind adversaries that NATO's defences are layered, coordinated and unyielding. And they reassure allies that the alliance is not idle in the face of danger. Every few minutes, the AWACS transmits fresh data back to ground stations. Across Europe, analysts piece together a broader picture of the region's security environment. From Warsaw to Brussels, leaders rely on this steady stream of intelligence to inform their next steps. The mission nears its end. Hours of flight time have passed, yet the crew remains sharp. As the aircraft begins its return to Germany, operators log final data points. Pilots guide the AWACS back through safe corridors. On the ground, another team will soon analyse the gathered intelligence, turning today's vigilance into tomorrow's strategy. When the aircraft lands, the crew disembarks with quiet satisfaction. Their work may not make headlines every day, but its value is immeasurable. In a Europe unsettled by conflict and uncertainty, their constant patrols are a lifeline of stability. The broader message is clear: NATO is watching, NATO is ready, and NATO is united. Every flight of the AWACS is a signal to friends and foes alike that the alliance remains vigilant, resilient, and committed to the defence of its members. What happened last week in Poland was a warning, but missions like this are the answer. They demonstrate resolve. They prove that NATO's shield extends beyond borders, covering the skies where threats are most likely to emerge. As the sun sets over Geilenkirchen, the AWACS rests again on the tarmac. But soon, it will rise once more, scanning the skies, protecting millions, and reminding the world that vigilance is the price of peace.
Kiev is roughly in this area. So we can see from that border, we can see up to Kiev.
We had been doing mission in Poland for a couple of years now to protect the NATO countries. And what happened last week in Poland reminds everybody actually that something can happen, and that it's why we are here again today to have a look of what's going on to make sure that the NATO sky is protected.
If there's any threat coming towards NATO, it could be any kind of air threat towards NATO, then we want to make sure that we detect it as early as possible. We share this information with our NATO units so that the Combined Air Operations Center, who has the authority then to take further tactical actions, has the information in time to react. That's what we are doing.